not even against men. You're not even against masculinity. You're against the toxic feminine component that goes against you. That's what you should be fighting against. But how do you know what you're even supposed to fight against? Every time you say, okay, we're going to fight for rights, they tell you what the fuck to fight for. Somehow. And you say, okay. It's crazy, like how the fuck? Never mind. The topic is balance. So we need to get back to balance because we're completely imbalanced while everybody's focusing on a feminine component. We need to restore the feminine. Nah. That's not why nature's doing what she's doing. That's not why it's going the way it's going. The feminine component is here. As I said, the feminine component is here. But the feminine component is fighting itself. You feel me? Because you have men that want to operate through the feminine component. Like, how the fuck do you feel like, okay, look, check this out. The feminine component with toxic femininity is where men create this little pedophilia shit, like all this other shit. Like, see, this is why I knew this shit was gonna happen. And I was saying that shit. I told one of my homies this shit. I was like, yo, watch this shit. After they legalize marijuana, homosexuality, what they're gonna do is legalize pedophilia. He was like, yo, you think so? Yeah, watch. Because they're gonna be able to argue and say, yo, this is just the way of life. This is how I'm born. This is toxic femininity. This is destruction. Because now what you're gonna do, you're gonna destroy these kids. But it's like, okay, how can we at one point say, okay, yeah, you were born this way, but not be born this way? One can't run with the other because nobody can prove it. Because then if you're telling me that this can come genetically, then logically speaking, it can't happen with pedophilia. From that aspect that they're trying to tell you that it happens. You really think genetics picks and chooses when it's gonna allow the shit to work and not work? No, it's either or. It's like yes or no. It's like it is what it is. So you can't at one point say, okay, you know what I'm saying? The homosexual, you were born homosexual, but the pedophile, you weren't born a pedophile. You weren't born a murderer. You weren't born a rapist. The action that which you committed is what made you that. You see what I'm saying? That's why you gotta rationalize this shit. You feel what I'm saying? You can't get caught up in the semantics of it all, because that's what they're doing. This is wordplay. You feel what I'm saying? It's wordplay, and they're capitalizing on the ignorance of people. You feel me? So at the end of the day, if you're gonna say, yo, love is love, alright, love is love. But from a masculine perspective, rationale, the love that I have for a child, for my children, will warrant death if somebody has to love my child and they're an adult. It is what it is. You got to deal with those consequences. That's how I handle my situations. You feel what I'm saying? But look at the way that society, you know, controls it. And it's like the toxic femininity has ruled so much, and then the pedophilia has already been there before it was legal. Pedophilia runs back to the biblical days. You feel what I'm saying? Some of your favorite kings were pedophiles. A couple of them. And that was perfectly fine. They were ordained. But whatever. Whatever. That's not the conversation that I'm getting in. So when you take that into consideration, now you have to look at why, again, this is why toxic femininity is battling with the feminine energy. Because again, when we associate with who has the predisposition for it, we know that women have the predisposition for the feminine energy. You know what I'm saying? To lead and to be the head of the feminine energy. You feel what I'm saying? So then it's like when the toxic femininity comes in, it attacks that feminine energy, because now we don't even deal with women who want to be, who are our age. We get caught in a warp of little girls. Fucking women. Like it's like, yo. And then it's like women have a fear of getting old. Toxic femininity has caused women to naturally despise growing old. When their hair turns gray, they dye black. Feel what I'm saying? As soon as they start getting wrinkles, they get all of this regenerous shit. Collagen, Botox to keep up with the younger generation that they know that their men are watching. Why? Because of the toxic femininity.